You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's $1 Million Listing After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's $1 Million Listing After Show.
Hey everyone, welcome to the $1 Million Listing New York AFTERBUZZ show. My name is Lauren Ebersol. I'm your host along with the lovely Jocelyn Polite.
Hello.
Hey Jocelyn. Today we're going to break down the show, catch up with our 3 favorite brokers in this episode titled From Pocket Squares to Pocket Listings.
Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Does.
Oh, this
is juicy. But before we get into the show, I want to talk about our girl Maria Menounos' book. This book is insane. I just got my copy and I've been flipping through and I'm just so excited to totally delve in. One of my favorite things that I've caught so far is that she really is all about positive body image. So she's not about the crash dieting. She's not into girls who are like super, super rail thin. She's like, that ain't cute. We don't want any of that. So it's a really great way, a smart way to get yourself in shape for summer. I mean, look at these abs. Look how many of them. I know I keep talking about the abs, but I can't get over the abs.
It's summertime abs.
I know,
So I mean,
I know. It's like she's holding an apple. This girl does it right. She does it right.
We'll talk
So
a little bit
definitely
more
pick up
about
your
her
copy.
body. I guess when we, a little bit more about her body after this short message from her.
Ah.
Hey guys, Maria Menounos here, and I want to share my newest book, The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness, with you. Basically, every woman always stops me and asks me how I lost 40 pounds, so I decided to put it all in one book. Everything I did to lose 40 pounds step by step, and how you can too, is in here. I did it with no time, no money, and no willpower, and now I'm going to show you how to do it too. You can pre-order it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart, wherever books are sold, and it's out June 3rd. So I hope you guys love it. I hope it helps you in your weight loss journey, and please, please tweet me and update me on your progress at Maria Menounos. Thanks.
You know what I saw in there?
What?
I saw a recipe that involved baked potatoes. So yeah, that has me really
Who doesn't
excited.
love a baked potato?
I don't, if I can get great abs and somehow eat a baked potato,
Right?
I'm all good with that.
I'll sign
So,
up for that.
Yeah.
Well, like here too, she says no time, no money, no willpower, no problem. I think that's fantastic because so many times people think that in order to get in shape, you have to spend money on this and this exercise class and this type of food and blah, 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 and it's just excuses.
Right.
We always just give ourselves excuses not to get into shape.
Well,
And
I'm excited, and I plan on having a bomb body this summer. So there you go.
Oh, yeah. All right. All right. Well, let's get into the show. Let's get into our dear friend Frederick.
Aw.
Oh, Frederick. He's still working it in Park Slope. He's
He
trying to
is.
make this listing happen. I almost said lipster because he walks in and he's got his hat on and he's just hipster chic. He's chic because he's Frederick and he's always chic.
I thought he looked really cute. I think he was trying to give us a little
adorable.
Brooklyn. I think that was kind of his way
Yeah.
of walking in and giving us a little Brooklyn.
And
I thought he looked really cute.
He comes into the office with his vegan donuts.
Oh.
Yeah. Listen, vegan donuts can be good.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know where he got his vegan donuts from, but
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was-
I'm going to let that one go.
But just let it slide, Jocelyn.
Okay, I
Just
will.
let it slide.
I will.
But yeah, he felt that he needed to be a method actor for his listing, which I appreciate. It gets everyone in the mood, gets everyone riled up for it.
Yeah, and he's fun with that kind of stuff too. I mean, you have to make this exciting, because if it's not exciting, it just becomes so boring. I've never been a real estate estate agent, but I mean, like, I can only imagine listing after listing after listing.
Oh, goodness.
It would just become so boring. So you have to make it exciting.
Of
Frederick
course.
does that.
Well, he really turns it into an experience. So that way it's something that people are excited to go to. It's almost like going to a little party, a little mini party where you get a nice house tour.
I agree.
I'd sign up for that.
I would too.
Right?
And he's a fun agent. If I had the money, I sure would hire him.
Oh, yeah. Well, he made a good point this episode in regards to this listing in Park Slope, is that what Park Slope offers, you get families, parks, tree-lined streets, all of the things that you have in the Upper East and the Upper West Side. But if you're looking for an apartment in the Upper West Side, Upper East Side, you're looking at maybe 11 million, 10 million minimum, whereas Park Slope get the same thing for
Half the price?
a third of the price.
A third of the price.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's pretty worth it.
Well, that makes sense to me. I mean, they say that it's a little bit more family friendly. You get, but they were saying that it's kind of equal, in both have the parks and everything like that where the family can enjoy that. But I mean, for half the price, you can't beat that. And
I know.
It's actually nice properties there.
It is. It's beautiful, and it's a gorgeous place to live. And Manhattan's becoming just so busy. I mean, it's always been busy, but now more so. If you really want to raise a family, it's kind of nice to go to somewhere where, like Park Slope, where things are going to be a bit more quiet, a bit more peaceful. Maybe you won't be hearing sirens all night long.
Yeah, or out of the city. I'm supposed, like out of the hustle and bustle and the constant, it seems so crowded. When you're right in Manhattan, and it seems like out in Brooklyn,
you can
maybe
breathe
Long Island,
a little.
places like that, you can breathe a little.
Yeah. Well, he brought some brokers to the place so everyone can kind of get a feel for it. And their number one complaint was, hey, like, this is cool, but the proximity to Manhattan is just not close enough. And it was funny, as they were talking about it, I kept thinking, well, I know that it's not exactly right in Manhattan, but I've taken that train ride before. I've taken that cab ride before. It's pretty quick.
Is it quick?
It is quick.
Because they were saying like between 15 and 20 minutes?
Yeah. Well, at first they were trying to say 45 minutes. And then, he really broke it down with all of them. And they said, it took me 15 minutes to get here, 16 minutes to get here. Depends on where in the city you are at the time, but it's pretty convenient when you break it down.
Yeah, well, I mean, 15 minutes for a third of the price of what you would pay in Manhattan. 15 minutes doesn't seem like a bad commute. I mean,
oh goodness, no.
15 minutes is nothing, and you're saying basically hopping on the train,
$6 million,
right?
And you're getting extra space. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be 15 minutes I would take.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. So things started to move forward, which was great. He got a call in for an offer for 4.1, which is what he expected from this property.
He told her that. I think the last episode that we saw with Gene, who is the developer of this property, he said you're going to be around the low 4 million, and she didn't really like that. She wanted to go for 4.5. Yeah, she almost wanted 4.5 million.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's a bit much, because remember, this place is not even finished.
Exactly.
There's so many things that are undone, and it's not finished, and it needs renovating, and things need to be gutted, and it just has to be put together. And so
she brings it down to 4.450.
Okay.
Which he still thinks is a bit unrealistic, but he's up for the challenge.
Right.
So he gets this 4.1, and she's just not.
Well, she's not happy.
Not so thrilled.
And she doesn't like it at all, and she's not budging.
I like, though, because obviously Frederick likes to do his face-to-face. And, of course, he takes Jean to a wine bar, because what better way to break this news to Jean
well, I mean, you get her a little
to give
drunk.
her a glass of wine.
Yeah.
Get her a little tipsy.
Have a little glass of wine so I can give you this news, and maybe we can settle around 4.1, 4.2.
Exactly.
Right.
And she was fierce. She was pissed.
No, I don't think she had a drink. Did she have a drink?
She had a glass of red wine. I don't know how much of it she drank.
I don't think she drank very much. I think she was making sure that she wasn't going to get swindled in this situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She was like, give me a number first.
Right, and then we can drink.
Yeah.
Right.
Surprised she didn't throw her glass at him.
I know.
She's so angry. But yeah, so anyway, he goes back to his clients, try to get them to come up a little bit. And he works his magic.
As always.
As always.
I know. He always gets, he gets what he wants. I mean, it's amazing how much, it's amazing how fast, and who knows how fast it is. I mean, they're filming these shows. We have no idea what how long it's taking. It could be like
longer.
weeks. It could be months. We don't know, exactly how long. To me, it looks like it's like you know, 15
it's like
minutes.
magic.
He's making it. Yeah,
It's like magic.
deal.
He snaps his fingers, and all of a sudden a deal is made.
But that's what it looks like. I mean, I enjoy it like that. That makes it fun and that makes it great TV. But you know that it obviously takes more than this, and there's a lot of people involved, and that you've got to have a lot of conversations, and you can tell that it's like that. But you know, I like the fact that it seems like it gets done quick.
I wonder if he runs into that in real life now because it happens so quickly. I wonder if he gets hired for a job now, if that actually does take a much longer process, if people are annoyed because they're like, well, on TV it just happens like that.
I'm sure.
Why isn't this deal sold? So I wonder if that's the thing. We should tweet him about it.
We should, because I'm interested to know that. And the thing about it is, like, if you like looking on Twitter, and we will get into all that, you know, later with news and gossip, but just getting into Twitter, I've seen some of, you know, them comment on how they've gotten a client from people watching the show.
Oh,
so I'm sure the expectations.
Yeah, well, some people just even want to
get this done.
Them.
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, well, this episode we also saw a bit of Frederick's personal life.
We did.
Ugh, this thing with Derek and the baby Mila.
It's painful because it was almost like baby Mila was put to rest tonight in a strange kind of way.
I
mean,
their 1-year wedding anniversary, and Derek says he's coming home with a surprise. Of course, Frederick is going to freak out with excitement and think it's going to be him finally saying, yes, let's have a baby. So he's got the candles set, the wine out, the food going, like the mood is all there. And Derek comes home with a duffel bag.
Right.
And
that's moving. That's moving a bit.
Jocelyn and I were like, no.
What's in that duffel bag? But I knew it.
Of course, you knew it was going to be a dog.
Yeah.
And the dog pops his little head out, and Derek's all excited about it and names it Milo.
The male version of Mila, which is the name that Frederick wants for the little girl with the curls and everything like that. And he was heartbroken. But the thing that I'm concerned about is, what did he really think that surprise was going to be? I don't even think he was realistic about what that surprise.
No.
He wanted it to be him coming through the door saying, you know, baby, I've decided I'm ready to have a baby. And that whole Brooklyn thing that you set up last week or whatever it was,
it totally
it
worked.
But it wasn't realistic.
It was. And I mean, we've seen from being not Frederick and not so emotionally in it, where Derek's really not budged. She's very clearly said, like, no.
Right.
No, at least not right now. But it was a bit, I don't know, it was a bit insensitive for Derek to bring home a dog with the boy version name of Mila.
And they already have 2 dogs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On top of it, I feel like if if my husband brought home a dog, and well, no, I take that back. I'd be really excited. I
would
love
too.
Dogs.
I would
but,
too.
It's probably something that you want to talk to your spouse about first before you bring home a duffel bag with a dog in it.
It's an additional responsibility. I mean, regardless. I mean, I understand the point that Derek was making. It was kind of like, I am so tired of this baby talk. I don't want to talk about the baby thing anymore. I want to wait. He's not. I think Frederick has to also look at the fact that Derek is not ruling it out. Yeah. Frederick is being a bit unreasonable. He's handling his marriage and what he wants like a deal that he's doing for one of these properties.
Well, he said today, I've been working on this deal for 10 years, and it's frustrating to him because it's the one deal he can't close.
Right.
And it's just, you're right. He's got to realize that just because it's not now doesn't mean it's never, and to really just let it rest for a bit.
Absolutely. And the thing that I really don't understand about it, why can't you wait? I mean, it's not
giving Frederick personal advice.
I'm just going in on him because I don't understand why this is not a situation where he can wait. Neither one of them have eggs or reproductive system that has a time limit and things like that. So that's what I'm saying.
So you can just really go for it.
You guys can actually I get he wants it now, but I think Derek is just saying not right now. I think, he just has to calm that down. But I think the dog was a little bit insensitive on their anniversary.
Yes, I agree. Well, moving on to Ryan. Oh, it's adorable little Ryan.
You know what I want to do really quick? I'm sorry, before we move to Ryan, can we please talk about what was going on with his assistant and this wedding?
Oh, my goodness, with Frederick and the wedding. Yes.
Okay, so they're sitting in his office, and Frederick says to him, How was the wedding? How was your wedding?
Yeah.
the assistant, who I thought was gay, to be honest.
So I definitely thought. Well, I think that was part of the joke. I could be wrong.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think it was part because I thought he certainly thought he was gay.
Yeah,
as well.
I did too.
I'm really sorry, assistant, if you're not gay and we're calling you gay.
I apologize too, but I just really honestly did. I apologize, but you know, if you're not, but
yeah.
So they're
and
talking
if you are
about
awesome,
right, okay.
You're really cute. You'll do really well.
But he really did. He said, "How was your wedding?" And the assistant says, well, the seafood was really good, and you know, everything was really great, but she fell asleep.
Yeah.
And it was just a weird kind of exchange for a moment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if it was a joke, I'm not really sure that all viewers, including myself, would get it, because all kind of things fly over my head. I don't ever get it. I mean, I really need somebody to tell me the joke. You know what I mean? I'm like dingbat 101 when it comes to jokes. But I didn't get the whole exchange there, and I just thought that was just an odd insert into the episode.
I thought so too. It was very abrupt and oddly placed and weird, but I think the joke was that he actually is gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I can get with that.
I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I got.
Now I'm ready. Look, now I'm ready to move on.
Now we're ready for Ryan.
Okay.
So it's so cute. We open up with Ryan and Amelia sitting on the couch, and Ryan's been really opening himself up to Amelia because he doesn't want to lose her. He really wants to, you know, forge this bond with her. And he's trying to do this more so in his life. He's realized New York has made him a bit hard and kind of wants to bring back the softer side of Ryan.
He said that he packed that Ryan into a box and that Ryan is under his bed, and that Ryan's never coming out again. But, you know, there's a side to him that he does need to let out.
Yes.
Because this business, hardcore side to him, I loved seeing him and Amelia on the couch, and she's doing her work and he's doing his work, and he's saying that he has a lot of work to do and he's bringing it home now so that he can spend time with her.
Exactly.
Which I love that he's compromising, because we've never known Ryan to really compromise.
No.
Yeah.
And that's a big step for him, and it'll serve him well. And I think he's starting to see that also. But it's just, it's nice for him to really start to include her.
Yeah,
in his
well, I mean,
life
because
a bit
that works
more.
for us. You can't just, you know,
I know.
We don't do well with that. You can't just go to work and just say, you know, I have work to do and I'll check you later, and then, you know, maybe we'll grab like a hot dog. No, like I need time and attention, and even if you're busy, I do like the fact that you're still with me, even though you're busy and you're doing your
sitting
thing.
on the couch, you can do like a little nuzzle or cuddle or, you know, bounce an idea off of each other. It's smart for him to do.
Absolutely. So I like that scene, and I thought it was a cute scene.
I did too. But so now he realizes he has this client who is looking for an apartment but wants to be on the Upper West Side. He wants a view of the park, but he's not loving anything he sees. So there's one property that Ryan knows is a good one, 30 Lincoln Plaza. It's right by Lincoln Center, view of the park, just a gorgeous, gorgeous building. But the only problem is he has no way in.
Right, and to bring the our listeners and viewers up to date a bit, this is the building where a few episodes back, where Janet came into play, and Luis went into Janet and said, I can sell one of the properties for $7.8 million. Janet gave him a chance with this property, and he wasn't able to meet her expectations. So Luis has the inside to Janet, you know what I mean? And,
He's got the inside, but I mean, also Luis was taken off of that listing. He didn't deliver. So even his relationship with Janet isn't all that stellar.
Right.
But as we saw, Ryan actually got thrown out of an open house by Janet. So at least Luis's relationship is slightly
a little better
than Ryan's.
Yeah. And I think Ryan was just looking for a crack in the door. And he knows that Luis may not, you know, Luis isn't, you know, all the way inside the door with Janet, because Janet did let him go, and he didn't, you know, he didn't bring what he said he was going to when they were dealing with that listing. But the door is kind of open, and Luis knows Janet, and he can pick up the phone and call her. And I think that's what Ryan was looking for.
Yes. And also, based on his conversation with Amelia, he really wanted to start being a bit more open-minded, really giving people a chance and kind of breaking down that hard shell. And part of that was to lend a helping hand to Luis. So even when he found out that Luis was no longer part of this building, he still wanted to find a way to sort of mend that relationship. Which
he needs to mend that relationship, because he was
does.
really nasty towards Luis, to be honest. I mean, you know, hence the title of this. He took a pocket square at the listing that we're talking about at that opening and shoved it in his mouth. So
It's a bit aggressive.
Very aggressive.
Yeah.
I mean, just, rude. And I mean, like we say, Luis always handles things with a lot of dignity and class, because I couldn't imagine someone shoving something in my face, and so I think it is time for him to, I think Emilia is softening him, which is a great thing, or he's reached a point in his life where you look around and you go, I don't have any friends. I don't, I don't have any people I can rely on. I don't have any people
My life is more than just my work.
Exactly.
Yeah, and probably Amelia's helped bring that out in him, where he realizes, like, there are other things that are important than making commissions. And if I keep going on this way, I'm not going to have them. Yeah. And I think that's a really wise move on his part.
Well, I love that he reached out, and Luis at first wasn't answering the phone. He wasn't answering his calls, and I love how
he's at the gym. He's working out all of his aggression from Frederick last week, who just
Oh, he was so mad at Frederick, and he's working with his trainer, and his hair is again perfect because I mean, who in the world can have such perfect hair when you're training like that?
Oh yeah, Luis. He doesn't sweat.
Right, but he doesn't answer the phone, so it's basically like he's seeing it decline. He's not wanting to deal with Ryan, and Ryan is just looking like, okay, this is karma for what this is karma. I'm getting it back.
I get it.
Yeah. So finally, he does decide to meet up with him.
Yes. So they go to Salvation Taco there, and Ryan tells Luis, he's got this deal for him, and he really wants to apologize and lend a helping hand in this, and really thinks that they can work together. And Luis doesn't trust him, and rightfully so, especially not only what he's been through the past few weeks, but even just with Ryan, his experience with Ryan before. Why would he trust this person, especially a person who got kicked out of a listing from this woman before?
Oh, absolutely. And I wouldn't trust him either if I was Luis. I would be like, what are you up to? Like, why are you trying to set me up? I mean, here comes, number two. He just finished with Frederick, and that wasn't good because it looked like it was going to be a battle on that sidewalk last week. Yeah. And it was a battle, actually. And, now here comes Ryan. So he's probably really like wait a second, why are you guys coming for me? What do you want? You know what I mean? And here comes Ryan, and it's like, it's not even a conversation really about like, something's happened to him, that has made him move in this direction or something like this. I don't know. I mean, I don't blame Luis for being...
Oh, of course. He's got to be cautious about it because otherwise, it's his reputation at stake. If he goes into this and it ends up getting screwed up, he's really never going to get back into that deal. But anyway, so we go and we see, I love this, where Luis says to him, "You waste my time, I'll break your face."
He sure did. I know, exactly. Because he's working out and he's feeling all strong and he's like, yeah, I like that too. But you know what? That's how he's feisty.
He is feisty.
He's feisty. I mean, he might be about 5'3", but he's feisty. Yeah. So I give it to him. I like it.
All right. Well, we see the place. It's a beautiful place.
So I like the place. I liked that everything was brand new, and I know you'll get into what. But what was up with the shapes of the rooms? It was like it wasn't a square. It was like an octagon. I mean, it had beautiful views. It was I thought it was a beautiful place, but it was odd.
I thought I will say I do think it was a bit bland. I didn't really like the coloring of it. It was a bit too yellow. I love the color yellow, but not for walls. But I thought that the layout and the potential and the view. I mean, just that view to have wall to wall, just windows. I mean, that's just gorgeous. Stunning. Yeah. I think that place with the right designing of it, interior design of it, would be amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it would be a nice place. I just, I think my only complaint was the kitchen's too small because, I'm the kitchen bathroom girl.
I'm just telling you, the kitchen, unless you're going to Brooklyn, your kitchen's going to be small.
I know. I can't give up on it. I'm not going to give up on
That's
it. But
fair.
the kitchen was just small. I think they talked a little bit about maybe knocking it back or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Expanding
and then
the island.
The bathrooms weren't too bad. I kind of like, they were kind of, it was just that room that was like, it just had so many angles to it that it's like, how are you even going to put furniture in there? I mean, you're going to have to put the bed in the middle of the room, and that's it.
I don't think we saw the bedrooms or enough of the bedrooms. We just saw the main space. We saw kind of what would be the living room area. So I think that there's more to that place that we didn't really fully discover.
Yeah.
Or didn't discover in depth. But listen, this is why you moved to Park Slope. You get more rooms, and
it makes a case for it. It really does.
It does. But anyway, so this one, Sam is his guy, his buyer, who he's dealing with, but Sam sent his attorney Mark to really see the places because Sam is out in the Midwest, and he sent this person out to do business for him, make sure that he gets the numbers that he wants to see. And you know, it's he's got things he wants. He wants a 3-bedroom. He wants condos facing the park. But, you know, Ryan's really tried to find these things for him, and he's not finding it, and he has it in this one building. But here we go. We come in. Janet says $6.5 million.
Flat out.
Flat out. This is what it is. It's a pocket listing. It's not on the market. Like, this is all that is really going to be offered here.
And we know Janet to know that she does not like to fall below her listing price. She likes, if she says 6.5, like, she's pretty hardcore. When she says 6.5, that's what she's looking for. Maybe a little bit under it. Very little.
Yes.
But most of the time, that's what she's looking for. We have that history with her. So, interesting price.
Well, enough so that she's, I mean, these aren't out on the market. It's a pocket listing. So she's holding on to it. And if she's holding on to it, she wants some good money for it.
Okay.
But
so the buyer, so we have a deal that comes up in the buyer of the place, which is the guy in the Midwest, you know, calls his lawyer. They want to offer $5.5 million. And she doesn't like that, of course.
No, and Ryan knows he's got to tread lightly when he even tries to bring this number up to her, because she can get feisty with him fast.
Well, what was also interesting is that when Ryan and Luis decided that this is, you know, what they were going to do together and everything, and you know, Luis brought Ryan to the building, or maybe vice versa, you know, but they ended up there together. Luis was he was impressed that Ryan was being so professional, which he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was just head on. They were dealing with the place. They were looking at, you know, what they could do. And they were talking about, because Luis doesn't make any money from this.
No.
You know what I mean? He's not, I mean, if Ryan wants to break him off a piece of the commission or split it with him, he can, but
he
Luis
really wants to do it
make,
for the relationship.
Right.
He wants to get back in the good graces with Janet, so he's willing to do it for nothing.
Right.
Which makes sense. He's really just solidifying himself there.
And Luis does that a lot. And I have to say that I do respect that. I think when, you know, people start making a lot of money, sometimes they don't want to do those extra side things that will get you the relationship. But I have to really commend Luis for the fact that he establishes his relationships really well with people, and even if he can't make a dime off of it or make some coins off of it.
We saw him with the Joneses in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
He wasn't making any money off of that, but really wanted to just help out his clients and future clients.
Yeah, I think it's smart business.
I agree.
So $5.5 million is the offer. She's
not having it.
No.
I love how flirtatious he got with her.
Yeah.
He was just turned on the charm. She's like, I'm old enough to be your mother.
He was like, I don't care.
I don't care.
I want this
yeah.
He put his hand on her. And she was like, do you have your hand on me?
Your hand is on me?
Oh my God.
He's like, oh, sorry, it's instinctual.
I know.
It's really cute.
Well, he likes to flirt. And
he's strong at it.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. When they had the other listing where him and Luis got into it, she said he was cute. So
yeah,
I mean, she flirted with him first a little bit. She was like, "You're cute." So now he's giving it back to her.
She was having fun.
Of course.
So anyway, so he goes back with this. She's like, "Nuh-uh, that's not happening." And he says, "Okay, well, what are you willing to do?" And she says, 6.3.
Right.
So he goes in, talks to Mark. Mark, he says, you know, what do you have authorization to go up to? Mark says, he does this big sigh.
I love it. Sighs. Tons of sighs. Yes.
He said, for now, I can go up to 6.
Yeah.
So Ryan comes back with the 6, and Janet's like, ugh, getting even more flirty. And she says, all right, bottom line, 6.1. I won't go any lower than that. So,
which I was surprised.
I was surprised too. I did not think she was going to go that low.
But let's talk about why she went there, because Ryan kind of took her there in an interesting way, because he had his facts and he knew what was public record, what was not public record, what had sold recently in her building or even in the area, or, you know, was even comparable to this play.
Exactly.
So he had
she's talking about these deals that are pending, 2 big deals that are pending,
and
not
he's
public
like,
record.
What have you closed?
Yes.
She couldn't answer.
I know. She was caught.
That was awesome.
He was smart. He really did his homework, which is why he's as successful as he is.
And why she came down, because she was so adamant about the 6.5 that, I mean, you know, it was shocking to know that this woman would come down to 6.1 when we got to know her as somebody that wouldn't come down. But there you go. If you have your information and you have your facts straight and you go in and you're, you know, talking to someone.
You can play it right.
You can play it right. Yep. Exactly. So
we go with a 6.1. He gets back on the phone with Mark.
Big sigh. It's a deal. Right. And he makes $183,000 in commission.
Yep. No. Not a bad deal.
And he invites Luis to celebrate.
Oh, yes. They go to the Gansevoort Hotel.
Yeah.
And I love they sit down and immediately Ryan asks for 4 shots of Patron.
Right.
It's going to be a rowdy night. Rowdy night for the boys.
They got rowdy. I think they cut the camera. They cut the camera on how rowdy it really got.
I think they cut the camera a bit early. But, you know, Luis was really surprised to see what a great guy Ryan could be and really felt like he was seeing a different side of him. And Ryan, you know, handed him a check for $20,000, which I think Luis thought that maybe he would get half of the commission, but at the same time wasn't necessarily expecting something. So I thought that $20,000 was a really nice gesture. It's 10% of the deal, which, you know, it's probably how, or close to 10, or a little under 10%, but you get the idea. So I thought that was a really sweet moment.
Well, I don't think he was expecting anything from Ryan. I think that he probably thought, you know, the good thing to do, or if I had a good relationship with this person, possibly I would get half or, you know, a little less than half or something like that. But with Ryan, I don't think he was expecting anything. So when he handed him that check, it was kind of like, you gave me $20,000 off of it. Like, I don't even think he I think it was fine with him.
I thought when he was handed the check, he was going to think that it was half.
Oh.
I thought so.
He may, well, I don't know. With Ryan's, I wouldn't, if I were him, I wouldn't have expected a half.
Anything.
I mean, when he said that initially, I knew he wasn't going to get half. That wasn't going to happen. I was like, the half is not going to happen. But I did figure that Ryan would give him something, because that would just be awful if he didn't give him anything.
It would be terrible if he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, and even $20,000, I'm going to be honest, a little low.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's mended a relationship with this woman, and he's getting $20,000, and he's had this fantastic experience with Ryan, and hopefully this is forging a relationship where they can go forth and maybe create some deals together.
I don't know. I would have given him a little bit more. I mean, he could have at least given him like between like 50 to 80,000.
I agree with you that it could have been more, but I still thought it was still a sweet thing. And Luis seemed really happy with it, at least on camera. He seemed really happy with it. Yeah. And then they proceeded to order more shots of Patron.
Yeah.
And more drinks.
And they started talking about Frederick.
Oh, Frederick. Yeah.
They began to talk about him because Luis was talking to Ryan.
Alliances are being formed.
Absolutely. And I think they went in on the fact that Frederick, well, first of all, Luis told Ryan what had happened in Brooklyn, you know, and Ryan was not surprised because he's had, you know, his histories and dealings with Frederick. But what was interesting is that when they were talking about, you know, what had happened with Frederick, the two of them kind of came together because Ryan said, well, Frederick doesn't want to bring us together because you're a threat. And as the two of us together it's too big of a threat.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so, Frederick doesn't want to lose.
No, not at all. And he doesn't want the two of them paired up. So you know, you keep that situation separate.
Exactly.
And to him, Luis is the underdog, and he's just like, you stay over there. And Ryan, he kind of knows how Ryan is. So, you know, and Frederick sees himself as top dog. So the two of them getting together, that's going to be a problem.
For sure.
But they're together.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
They're together.
They formed
a couple
an
of shots of Patron
sure.
will get you an alliance.
Well, I love when we saw Ryan originally calling Luis. He had him in his phone as Luis Ortiz, small broker.
He sure did.
I hope that he's deleted that now or changed it to something a bit nicer, or maybe it'll just be a joke between the two of them that they'll have.
How immature is that?
They'll tell that joke at each other's weddings.
That's so immature, and I know he had to have just done that for camera because there is no way that he is walking around with Luis Ortiz, small broker, in his phone. That is so immature and ridiculous.
It is.
Come on, Ryan. But I mean, it was cute and it was funny for TV. But I just know that that's not the way it is. But interesting about Luis, which I loved, talked about Ryan's gray hair. And let's talk about Ryan's gray hair because Ryan is what, 29?
Yeah, it's probably around
and
there.
is like really prematurely gray.
Well, a lot of guys go gray early.
Wow, though.
Yeah.
He's really gray.
He is.
And it doesn't match his face.
It doesn't. So, and it actually does look like it could potentially be dyed.
Yeah.
And Luis asks him about that, but I don't know. He says that it's not.
I think he needs to do something about that.
You think he should? I like it.
You do?
I do.
I mean, I like gray hair. I mean, I love a, silver, but I like gray hair, but I don't know. It doesn't match his face. I mean, I feel like maybe if he had just a little bit, in there, I think it would be nice. But I mean, it looks like the gray is really taking over. I mean, he's salt and pepper full on.
I like it.
I think it's sexy. I just don't know if it quite matches his face.
Amelia, what do you think?
Yeah, exactly. Let us know what you think about the gray hair. Do you like the gray hair or not? Let us know. But the other thing, Ryan, he got childlike and fun. And it was nice to see him like that. We haven't seen him like that. I mean, I know he was drunk and everybody gets childlike and ridiculous.
Yes.
But it was fun to see him actually not be so like upright and businessy, and it was just fun to see him cut loose a little bit. I liked it.
Exactly. And Luis actually said something at the end. He said, I don't think Ryan exactly knows who Ryan is yet. And I think he might be right. He's trying to merge two worlds together, the boy he was and the man he's becoming or has become. And it's a tricky thing, but I think he's going to figure it out. Seems like he's on the right track.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was an exciting episode for Luis outside of this whole Ryan deal as well. He goes down to 75 Wall down in the financial district, and he's offered a building.
And he loves
from
this
a developer.
area,
and yeah, because he's sold a bunch of apartments down there. And I like this because this is the new Andaz Hotel, but it's half hotel and half residences. So it's got lots of amenities, and it's going to be really great service and really, really beautiful quality.
Now, I didn't know that they, my limited, me in New York, here we go. But I didn't know the financial district had residential buildings around there. I always just think of like Wall Street. I think of like just businesses and corporations and all these other things taken. I didn't know that they actually had like a residential area or life going on down there.
Yeah, there are a ton of apartments down there. And you can kind of get a little bit more for your money. I don't know where it's at right now because as they've been saying, it's been built up more and more. The one thing about the financial district is that everything closes so early. I used to live down there, one of my first apartments in New York, and I remember going to get food at 7 o'clock at night, and there was nothing open. And I was so sad because I was so hungry, and there was nothing open at 7 o'clock at night.
In New York?
In New York. It just felt wrong. And granted, this was like probably, I don't know, like 8, 9 years ago. It was a while ago. Gosh, probably 10 years now. Anyway, but nothing was open, and it was such a bummer. But it's the more things that get built up, more places come in, and I'm sure they've got something that's open a bit later than 7 o'clock now.
So strange for New York, because you would think that at any time you can get like a bowl of soup, a sandwich, a bagel. I mean, you would just think that like you can get something. So hearing it closes, at 7. Wow.
Well, because it was just all businesses down there.
Yeah.
There are plenty of places that are 24 hours that you can go and get stuff. But yeah, sometimes the city sleeps. Sometimes it sleeps.
Wow.
We think it never does, but sometimes it takes a nap. That's what it does.
A quick
it takes a nap.
So this is a half hotel, half residence.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so this is what we have, and Luis is on this, and he's excited about it because he loves the financial district.
Oh yeah,
and has a history
it's
there.
Like it's his territory.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we go and we look at this place, and this place has really oddly shaped rooms. And we see the bedroom; it's like a triangle. Like how do you make that homey?
How do you furnish that?
I have no idea.
I don't understand. And it's a penthouse. It's what is it? 1,400 square feet.
Yep, gorgeous views. Two bedrooms, 2 bathrooms.
Oh wow! And the building actually has a lot to it. It has a media center, fitness center, so it's got all these amenities to it. But it is oddly shaped. I don't know how you would furnish that.
I don't, but we're gonna find out because he says, I'm totally want to take this on, and the guy thinks that he can get 2.82 million for this unit, and Luis thinks it's a bit high based on the size of these rooms, but says, okay, don't freak out quite yet because there's a way around this. So they meet with a team to really to find a way to decorate it, to do a showing, to really stage the place so people can get the feel for it.
And Luis loves staging. And I'm just realizing that this was the apartment that had the odd shaped. Because remember I was saying that before about the other one.
Yeah,
I was totally wrong about that.
What are you talking about? Maybe I forgot. This one was weird.
It stood out to me. I just knew that one of these apartments had some strange shapes going on and angles going on in the apartment that was going to be difficult to furnish. So this is the one. I apologize for that mistake earlier. But Luis loves to stage a place. And so he loves to put the team together, the designs and everything, and try to get this place to look like something, because you have to sell it because it has so many different angles to it. And can your buyer or potential buyer come in and really imagine?
Yeah, because when people are looking for places, sometimes it's hard to use your imagination. If you're not an interior designer by trade or just really good at it, when you go to see a place and you see a room like this, your immediate thought is like, I don't know, what am I going to do with this room? Right. There's no straight corner to put my bed. Like nothing makes sense.
Right.
So they need to make it make sense for the buyer. And the woman made a good point. She said, there's so many angles. We've got to add some curves to it, which I just thought I picked that up as a little tip to know for myself. Well, like harsh angles, get some
And
curves.
I love the way she brought it into masculine and feminine, because she said that there are angles, which, so there's some a lot of masculine energy within this place, but then it needs curves.
Yes.
Female energy. So you've got to bring, the woman into it. And so I think they said they were going to do some black and white, to kind of like, they want to make this place like really sexy and great, and also for a potential female buyer or for a potential male buyer.
Yes.
So I think that was a good idea. And I love the sit down for this, because, he wants to get this done. And not only that, but I love when he puts his team together to do it, because he even had the event planner there. Like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Which I want him to calm down. I don't want him to do another like fairy tale crazy over the top thing. But, I think he's probably on to something good. I feel like Luis is kind of in his zone right now.
I do too. I feel like he's on the up and up, and hopefully we see some really exciting things happening for him soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about iTunes.
All right.
You can find us on iTunes. You can subscribe, rate us, love us, write us little love notes, like us, share us on Facebook. So just come and visit us in more forums on the internet.
Absolutely. And also on YouTube, subscribe, comment. We love to see we love your comments.
We do love comments.
To them. I know I'm on there.
Back.
Yeah, I'm on there responding, and it's a lot of fun. You guys have a lot of great things to say, so keep the comments coming.
All right.
Now, there was a cute little scene I wanted to talk about here. We saw the owner of Luis and Frederick's firm, Douglas Elliman.
At Cipriani.
Yeah. And he's the
Power
cutest
lunching.
thing. He's so cute.
Oh, he was really cute, yeah.
Yeah, and he seems to really like Luis, which is great. So, because sometimes you get this feeling like Luis isn't measuring up, but this guy, like, really, he's really got
a good mentor under his belt.
Yeah, so we did get to see him, because I kind of wanted to see who is
ran
this person.
The whole thing.
You want to see who it is. So we did get to see that. So we'll have to see what's up and coming with that.
Yep. Shall we move into some news and gossip?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, well, last week I gave you some websites for Frederick with his firm, Douglas Elliman Real Estate, and we're going to post it up on YouTube for you to see what the website is, because I know I said you could Google it, but I wanted to give you the information so that you can go there and see it. One of the things that's really interesting about it is a few episodes ago we saw this building, or actually we didn't see the building. We saw a model of the building that Frederick was. I think it was a development, and the penthouse was the only property that hadn't been sold in this building. He sold all the rest of the properties all throughout the building. Remember, he sold it blind because the people didn't get a chance to see what the actual apartment was going to look like. Well, the penthouse is listed on his website, $40 million.
Whew.
I know, and the pictures are amazing. This is a 5-bedroom, 5-bath with a powder room. It has finally he had a doorman and a concierge. Remember,
nice.
Frederick had all these listings without
no
that.
amenities.
Oh my
Good
God!
for him.
7,000 square feet, 3,000 square foot terrace. Wow. So that's really nice too. And this is the one that's in Tribeca on North Moore.
Perfect. That's got to be a good property.
I say take a look at it, and also check out Nest Seekers, and we'll put that up for you also. Nest Seekers is Ryan's firm, which also is, I thought, interesting. They have a Miami office, which is also, I believe, opening the door to the spinoff to $1 Million Listing Miami. So we might be able to see some Nest Seekers realtors in Miami and what they have to offer down south.
All right. Also, I was reading on Twitter earlier today, big congratulations to Derek, Frederick's husband. He sold 40 paintings in the past month. Which is really impressive. So good for him. He's really getting even more successful as an artist.
That's great.
Yeah.
And
so maybe with all these paintings being sold, he'll be ready for a baby.
Oh gosh, doesn't Frederick hope?
Look, I'm turning into Frederick now.
I know. I think it also helped that he put his he had a gallery. They were at a gallery and they had some of his paintings.
Really
and
got the name out.
Yeah, the world got to kind of see. All the viewers got to see his paintings and everything, whether you like them or not.
Gorgeous.
So I mean, I think good for him. That's great.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Wonderful. Well, let's get into some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm going to start right in. I think that I can't wait to see what's going to happen with the teaming up of Ryan and Luis and how Frederick takes that. Because I think that it is either going to get down and dirty in the next episode, which is actually the finale. This is the last one for the season before we get to the reunion, or it's going to get really nasty at the reunion. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen.
I wonder. Yeah, I think that maybe the learning about the relationship will happen next episode, but I think that maybe they'll get into it later.
Yeah, maybe at the reunion, you think?
Maybe.
I mean, that's the place to get into it.
By the time they do it, so much time is going to have passed.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll speed it up. Maybe it will be next episode.
But I think Frederick, he kind of holds on to things a little bit. So he might, you know, he's so emotional. He comes to the reunions crying and going through all of that stuff. And so it'll be interesting to see how he takes this and what's going on with them and what has happened between the end of the show and the reunion. So we'll have to look forward to that. But I think it's going to be a lot of drama.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now, do we think by the time we hit the reunion that Frederick and Derek will have baby news?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
By the time the reunion comes around?
I just don't think that Derek's going to budge. I don't think he's going to budge quite yet. I think that Frederick's trying to push it along. I mean, I would love for him to like get to the point and budge, you know, and get to the point. I would love for him to come to the reunion and Derek, you know, Frederick say, we're going to have a baby really soon, or we're looking for, you know, a surrogate, or we're looking for an oven, as he says.
Yeah,
but I just don't, I'm not 100% sure that Derek's on board yet. I think it may be something like maybe around Christmas if Frederick's lucky.
Okay.
But we'll see.
I
could be totally wrong. We'll see.
I don't know. I think that by the reunion, it's gonna.
You think that will be Mila?
I do.
Mila?
I think Mila. I think the world will come to see and love Mila.
Okay.
I do.
All right. Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I want to see her in her curls, her little hands.
Her little dinky hands.
So cute. All right.
Okay.
Well, that does it for us. Where can we find you, Lauren?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at The Fancy Hippie.
All right, and you can find me on Twitter at Jocelyn Polite, and you can find me on The Weekend Relish at jocelynpolite.com. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.